Hello and welcome back to another great episode of hashtag Screw the W2. And this week I have Stephanie Boldrini, who I also met about 2 years ago at the Summit on Sand in Belize. So, Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, John. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. It's have a good connect. And yeah, it was kind of off camera how we I don't know, won't name names, but one person we met 2 years ago apparently is being investigated by the SEC. So maybe I'll do another podcast on that or something. But for now, anyways, Stephanie, can you for my listeners that aren't familiar with you or haven't heard of you, can you take us back to what was your previous or last W2 job? You know, what was it like? What was an average day like for you?
Sure. I was doing tech sales at startups in Silicon Valley.
Okay.
Um, an average day was getting in the office around 8:30 or so a.m. and sell,
Yeah.
achieve, overachieve quotas and deal with customers, follow up,
And
which is
all their
something I
wonderful
tell people.
complaints, but they never complain, of course. And
Not to the salespeople. They complain after a sale is closed,
yeah,
typically.
exactly. So now with that, doing that, job, like you said, sell, for tech startups in Silicon Valley, was there or what was your, I got to get out of here moment, or I can't do this for the rest of my life, or what was that realization that you had to leave or do something different?
Yeah, after coming to the United States from Brazil, you get that entrepreneurial bug, and
Yeah.
you see that you have so many opportunities. So I always wanted to be my own boss and create my own schedule.
Okay.
So the bug has always been there since I came to the US.
Gotcha. And how long goes I know you said you moved from Brazil, but how long you been in the United States now?
I came here in 2000, so I've been
Okay.
here for a very long time. I have an
Gotcha.
accent in both countries right now.
So so now once you had that, I know you said like the entrepreneurial bug, wanting to, do your own schedule, make your own income, kind of be in control of your own destiny, so to speak. What was your, next step, so to speak, to get out of the rat race? Did you just quit one day? Did you kind of start like a side hustle, or how did that end up transpiring?
Yeah, good question. So I had a mentor. I was dating somebody who was in real estate investing at the time, so that definitely helped. However, I did something that I should not have done. I quit before finding a property or
Ah,
at least being able to pay for my basic needs.
yeah.
And that took 2 years to find a property that would cash flow.
Okay.
So I recommend people to at least quit after they have a property under their belt that is at least paying for, you know, your basic necessities.
Exactly. Yeah. And as much as that W2 can be stressful, the banks like W2s. They see that paycheck. It's like, hey, you're
Yeah,
qualified, and oh, you're self-employed. You're more risky, et cetera, et cetera. So
that too.
yeah.
That too.
With that, how long did it, once obviously you found your property, you said it took about 2 years. Was it about 2 years that you decided you were going to leave your job and then did? And if so, do you remember, or when was your freedom day that your was, your last W2 day?
I just decided to quit
Okay.
and then find a property
Okay.
after that because the market was really hot and I knew I had to spend a lot of time digging for a property. It was very hard to find deals
Mm.
when I quit. So that was my decision behind it. What I would have done differently is I would pay somebody to analyze properties
Oh,
for
okay.
me, um, and then quit after that because you still have that income. You have the ability to pay people to work for you,
Mm-hmm.
virtual assistants or whoever, and take it from there.
Gotcha. Sounds good. And then do you remember, I say you decided to quit. Do you remember the last day that you quit, or what year, month, day that was?
Yeah. The month, oh gosh, it was 5 years ago.
5 years
It
ago.
was in
Okay, so
2018, I believe. Yes,
2018.
2018.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now looking back,
Yes, around this time, June, July.
okay. Oh, okay. So about 5 years. Yeah, mine will be 4 years come September, September 2023 here. So looking back though, Stephanie,
Oh, very cool.
like you said, you had that entrepreneurial bug, but have you had any regrets, or is there anything you do miss from the tech world, Silicon Valley, your previous job, anything like that?
Definitely. In startups, you can easily make a name for yourself if you are good at what you do. So I was literally getting 1 to 2 recruiters a day reaching out to me.
Oh, wow.
So the income opportunities, especially in sales, are
Hmm.
great. And also, if you join a good startup, it can be exponential if they
Sure.
go public.
Yep.
So that part is great. And if you have a fantastic team, which one of the startups, we had a fantastic team,
Okay.
it becomes a whole lot more fun. And everybody is such a professional that
Mm.
you guys have a common goal together, and that makes it pretty exciting. It's not easy, but it's exciting.
Sure. No, definitely understand that. So now on the flip side of
Yeah.
that, and like you said, it's been about 5 years since you did leave, left the W-2. Since then, the last, 5 years, what's been the best, part of your journey now that you're in charge of your schedule, in charge of your income, in charge of your business, obviously?
Best part of the journey is to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I have been very conservative on the deals that I purchased and I am now syndicating.
Okay.
So I think it's good to you have a very solid base so that you can grow exponentially. Sometimes it does take time, and it has taken me a while, but seeing the fruits of your labor and exponentially growing is a huge reward.
Gotcha. Yep. And yeah, I can attest to that, just the exponential growth. And I think probably for me at least, it's been more of just the freedom, not having someone dictate where
Hmm.
granted sales, I was in sales as well. You kind of have a little bit of long leash kind of freedom. It isn't like clock in, clock out 8 to 5. But at the same token, just
Yeah.
having the freedom where, oh, I can take time off. I don't need to beg my boss for a 2 week vacation or anything like that. So, but now
Yeah,
looking,
exactly.
uh,
Although we do end up working more, in my opinion, when we're
exactly. Yeah,
entrepreneurs. We end
yeah,
up
one of
working a lot
the
more.
just had a guest on yesterday. So Barbara Cochran or one of the Shark Tank or one of the sharks said entrepreneurs are the only one that would leave a 40-hour work week to work 80 hours a week for half the pay or
Yeah.
something like that. So,
That is very true.
yeah.
Nights, weekends, yeah.
Exactly. So now, Stephanie, if there's any listeners out there, that have been, tuning into this show, or maybe this is the first time that they're tuning into this, and maybe they're in a job that they don't care for, maybe they're stressed, maybe there's no work-life balance, whatever the case may be, and they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to be an investor, they want to be a business owner, whatever the case, but they just feel stuck, for lack of a better definition. What words of encouragement or maybe what advice would you give to anyone out there to kind of take that, leap of faith, if you will, to leave that safe and secure job for an entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, I think they should definitely have at least 1 year runway.
Okay.
And also for people that want to be a real estate investor, and they don't have specific mentors or knowledge in the field, I definitely recommend being a broker in
Hmm.
the field. So if you want to be into commercial real estate investing, become a commercial broker in the asset class you're interested
Okay.
in, because you're going to learn so much. You're
Hmm.
going to have free mentors, and you're going to have access to deals. You'll be the very first person to understand what is a good deal, and you can be the
Right.
first one to buy it.
Gotcha.
So that will be the number one thing
Okay. Makes sense.
that I would do. Another thing that has been very useful for me is to go to high-end conferences. It costs more, but you end up meeting a lot of really good quality people that you can build relationships with and learn a lot from. But you
Okay.
also have to follow up and continue building those relationships.
Gotcha.
It's not a attend and done type of thing. You need to
Exactly.
actually build a relationship.
Sure, makes sense. Now, as we wrap this up, Stephanie, and again, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to share your story with my listeners. I've kind of called this the hashtag unscrewed moment, where I basically just kind of hand the microphone to you, so to speak. If there's anything you want to share, new projects that you're working on here in 2023, going into 2024, or maybe how people can reach out to you, learn what you're doing, what kind of investments you're pursuing.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Yeah, we focus in self-storage investing, so we're raising
Okay.
a fund, not a fund, a syndication right now for self-storage.
Okay.
That we already have added some of the value. We already closed on it in order to get a good deal.
Okay.
And how people can reach out is either through LinkedIn. I'm on all social medias, websites, or the website is montecarlorei.com.
Okay, sounds good. Monte Carlo REI.com. And again, for any of those listening, I'll have those in the show notes so you don't have to try to, pull over if you're driving and find a pen and paper to write that down. So, with that, Stephanie, thanks for joining us, and wish you the best of luck in the rest of 2023.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you having me.